Okay. And the first question is, folks, just to, I guess, restate it again. Y'all are saying that it is lawful for God's people to eat meat knowingly that's sacrificed to idols, as long as they're privately in their house, they can eat it.
Yes.
And so I guess the same thing would also go into the rituals of the idols, like the games.
No, right? Rituals. Well, I don't know what you're talking about, games.
I'm talking about, for example. So the Olympics, for example.
What about? Because this is a different subject now.
Well, no, it's the same extent because they literally did both at the same event. And they literally do the same thing. So at the Olympics,
we're talking about today's Olympics.
Yeah, it's the Olympics.
Okay.
Same thing.
They sacrifice to gods in the Olympics.
They still pray unto Apollos and all that stuff on live TV. They have a whole opening flame ceremony, turn a little basin, flame, and all that.
Told y'all these people teach the doctrine of Balaam and they know it. Jada producer just exposed them for teaching the doctrine of Balaam. Elder Mike just said openly, a Christian can eat food sacrificed to idols.
Those that's at the literal ceremony.
What is going on?
False gods.
Can you show me that? Can you show me any evidence that that's what they're doing today? If you do, I'm talking about today. Like
today, man. Today.
Show me like from the official Olympics.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I'll quickly throw my screen up right quick.
Doctrine of Balaam in your face.
Oh, that's my screen. Yeah.
All right.
Doctrine of Balaam. Elder Mike teaches the doctrine of Balaam straight from Paul. Anybody teaching Paul teaching the doctrine of Balaam.
Yeah. All right, cool. So this is this year. They do this every Olympics.
Right. I know what they do. I just need documentation that they worshiping the false god.
All right. Let me just fast forward to the little priestesses thing, and they start praying and all that bull crap. So they're at the grounds of these false gods of the Greeks. All right? Show me.
Doctrine of Balaam. Elder Mike teaches doctrine of Balaam.
When they start praying. Let me get to the high priestess.
And he uses Paul as the excuse.
Is my sound coming through for y'all?
Yeah, I hear some purpose or something. They ain't saying nothing yet.
Yeah, that's them.
Yes, Xanthi, Joyu. We'll now do a prayer to the god Apollo.
Doctrine of Balaam.
All right, nobody speaks that language. She don't know what she's saying, but we know she's praying
to the god Apollo. Okay.
Right? And then when they get ready to do the flame part, all right, it's a whole hour thing, so you have to actually look at this thing. But
you think these theologians don't know what they're doing? These educated people, they reading that Bible too.
The point that I'm making,
I've never seen this part too, Minister Mallory. I ain't never seen this part. Go ahead.
Is this every year?
This is before every Olympics. When you guys see the Olympics and the guys come in and they run around the track and then they light the conjurum, the torch that they have is the torch from here. The Olympic Committee itself put it on their own website. This is how they connect the ancient games to the modern game.
And they keep the same flame burning from year to year in honor of the pagan gods. And they have feasts every day after the games. And people like Elder Mike sit at home and feast with them.
She brings the temple, the false god temple torch. That's what she got in her hand. That's the official Olympic torch.
Children from the 2011
and they're going to transfer the flame between each other. With the olive wreath, which is the symbol of Zeus and all that good crap.
Elder Mike teaches the doctrine of Balaam out of his own mouth. He said it's okay to eat food, sacrifice to idols.
And that's the torch you guys see them bring in on TV for the Olympics.
Contradicting.
And anybody want to watch the rest of y'all can see on
Acts 15.
But the point is that they do this before every Olympic game. They pray unto these false gods, and they do the Olympic oath. And back in the ancient days, each athlete had to do it, but it takes so long. And so they then condensed it for the sake of time, and they made it just this one global type of thing so they could save time frames so they don't last so long.
He can't be still.
So they do Olympic.
He's squirming.
The Olympic prayer. Olympic
his doctrine of Balaam is being exposed.
From old unto these false gods.
Look at the snake slither.
Obviously, if you watch it more, they pray.
Alton don't know what to say.
They walk from one temple to
the next. He look like a deer caught in the headlight of truth.
Do all of this, and then
somebody exposed
all the
him.
athletes do the creed and the oath to join themselves into the ceremony.
This guy in the ring, I don't know who he is.
It don't matter what's going
He
through their
teaches the
mind.
doctrine of
You know,
Balaam.
I only worship Jesus. They're
He teaches the
participating
doctrine
in
of Balaam.
rituals done unto demons.
And
So
he's
the Apostle said, I
one of
would
the
not
king
have
teachers
you
of the doctrine of Balaam.
participate with demons. So when I make the point about the Olympics and everybody it's just sport, they don't understand what's going on, and so they view somebody like me as a legalist. Even though I also open this Bible for all the
Revelations is not
who
legalism.
tell you the apostles didn't even allow the Christians to go to the stadiums. They didn't allow them to go to the theaters. They didn't allow them to go to the games. They didn't allow them to go to in the temples that you said, as long as nobody sees them there, they can go there.
Paul
Or
said it.
eat at home the meat sacrificed to idols.
Paul said it.
So the apostles didn't even allow them to participate in these things because it was full of idolatry, paganism, and pagan immorality.
Excuse me, Jay, he kind of blind too, because he still think Paul is somebody to teach from.
Revelry,
Elder Mike is right about Paul. Paul taught you could eat food sacrificed to idols. And he basing his doctrine on Paul.
Y'all see what's going on?
Lying letters.
Discern good from evil and repent.
Well, hold on, Jay. I think you bring up a good point about them praying and things like that and carrying that Torah. I really do. But that don't have nothing to do with what we was talking about First Corinthians, though. Just so you know, eating meats. That has nothing to do with it. I just showed you the verse where Paul said.
Paul said.
My second question was, and why I went to this, because you asked me to show you this.
No, I'm glad you did. I was gonna get to that.
Jay exposing them for teaching the doctrine of Balaam.
In the Olympics?
No, I'm at this point. I'm gonna reserve or respond on that because I want to. You know, you showed me something that I never seen that part of it. I'm
watching Berean TV.
So I'm gonna reserve my response on that at this point because I want to do a little bit more looking into that. So I think you made but like I said, I think you made a good point about them praying to these false gods, Apollos and all that. That's buffoonery.
That's
right?
an excellent point. Do me a favor, read the screen, Jay.
Yeah, that's all I need to do on this video.
Let's produce it if we can or should celebrate